Hey you guys, I have been away for a minute. I was like all over the place, like did not even have a service, I think for like, I don't know, like it felt like 4 days, but no, just like bopping around, you know, for Thanksgiving and everything. I got to see like, I got to go, you know, little mini vacays out like in the woods and stuff, and spend time with like like friends of family members, all the things, you know, all the great things. So I'm very blessed. I hope everyone else had a great holiday, and now we're like already coming into Christmas time, so it's amazing. So what I want to hop in today is not only like we are releasing the past, we are releasing and opening our hearts to new. Like it is now, we're in December 1st and it's soon to be the new year, you guys. Like we are not looking back, okay? Like we are just not looking back. I mean, just in the sense of like, and I'm talking like stressing over like all this black magic, or just like, you know, people, places, things from your past that have felt like you felt like you were waiting, holding on to. Like, you know, everyone still has a phone, everyone still can text, everyone, you know what I mean? Like if they need to come back into your life, then yes, you, and it's up to you. You can have an open door to that. But right now, like the biggest thing is letting go, knowing that you are in your new era, your glow up, all the things, right? We have multiple of those, but like, just not stressing over it, not holding on for other people's needing to be them holding on. If that makes sense. Okay, if that makes sense. Like, we're not clutching our pearls and things for the fact that, like, in the hopes that other people are going to change and, choose the path of their own abundance. We all have our own singular path, and we have shifted timelines. Like, you literally, like, will not, but when you are the one holding on a little tight to, like, one person or this, or the anger, like, thinking, like, oh my gosh, this is never going to come in for me, and no. That's you holding on to an old timeline, when we as a whole, right, have already given that up to God, like given it up to the universe. Like, we don't hold on to it. So we're like, oh, silly us, trying to control it, right? Trying to make sure everything gets in alignment before we can like go talk to that person or hop back into that or ask a question about that. No, we released it for a reason. Like it's been working out in our favor because we released it. But I am going to do an overview of what I even have gone through myself, what we all either knowingly or unknowingly go into when we come into this world with a spiritual inheritance and obviously like a physical 3D inheritance, right? If your parents pass on, like obviously, right? You either, you come into something, money, abundance, property, whatever. I just want to really lay this down so everyone can understand the difference and why it is so important to ascend and what that ascending looks like and how it can be so effective in our lives. And when we are going through an ascension from the 3D, it's your own ascension and like releasing people and all these things and getting out of the illusion, right? All the things we can build up and tap onto, but to release the illusion, because when you are ascending, right, you are being spiritually tested, okay? That's how you even receive your spiritual inheritance, right? So regardless if you're not looking at like an inheritance here in the 3D from your family members, or they were karmic, or like, no. So there's always a spiritual inheritance, but you have to go through testing, right? These like forward movements of pretty much escaping the 3D matrix. Yes, we still have to like live here physically, but like not even fighting through, but realizing the illusions and like all the restrictions and the paralysis. Like it's like all the things that will keep you trapped. And that's why it feels so intense when you're like going through it and you're like, is that real? Am I being gang stalked? Like, like all these things, right? You think people are attacking you. It's just an illusion. Okay. And it feels like all these attacks are coming on you, right? Like the black magic is trying to make you stop you, and like all the karmics are trying to get you, you know, it feels like you are like you're like on the Truman Show, like you're like center of attention, like everyone's jolting for you. But it's because it can feel like like you're being, I don't know, even experimented on or something, like it's like all on you. But it's really just the ascension. They're like, obviously the entities around here, like they don't want people, the 3D entities, right? Like, which are also attached to the spiritual entities of like all the distractions and like the alcohol and the drugs and the vaping and you know, all the sex and all of that. Yeah, that's gonna be heavily feeling like even more like, ooh, do you want it? Do you want it? Do you want it? But because you're going through a spiritual ascension, to get your spiritual inheritance, you have to like break away from those things. Yes, it will feel like, you know, more karmics are being attached to you and all these, you know, it's like because you're going through a purification. Okay, you are purifying your soul, and it's like it's like, I don't want to say like the people like no. I mean, yes, some people in this world, like yes, some just like even the higher elites or whatever, like those entities, like, you know, they do not want you to ascend. They do not want you to break free from the matrix, and then to be on here telling people how to break free from it, because those are the controllers. These are the 3D controllers. They want to control you. They want to keep you low and like depressed and like you're needing of this, because how would they make their money, right? They need to sell these things. They need to keep people in these karmic relationships so they never feel happiness. It's just the darkness versus the light, even though where to really find yourself is in the dark. They're always going to be trying to break you down, right? It's like, right. It's like, but you're also being tested by, you know, your ancestors and whatnot, as they're protecting you, but they're still testing you. They're like, all right, like how badly do you want your spiritual inheritance? And with that type of inheritance, like you are broken out of the 3D matrix, but you get to live the life of all the blessings. Like you get to meet your actual true soulmate. You get to, you know, build that legacy with that person. Like that's why God will bring you in with like soul connections. But if one is karmic and or, you know, one's still in their karmic ties and the other one's kind of ascending, it's supposed to be an awakening to that person. But if they're not grasping that, and then they're going to feel very insecure towards that person who's like the light shining bright, right? Because when we don't heal our wounds, anyone that's brighter or more purified is going to be like annoying or like aggressive towards us. We're like, what is going on? You know? So, and sometimes he'll then pull you apart, right? Because he's like, all right, you guys both need to ascend on your own, but that's the free will. It's a choice. Okay. So, and sometimes one will ascend faster than the other. That's why they even talk about that whole twin flame thing, but that's just like a confusion mechanism to use, because some people are like, well, you're supposed to fight with your twin flame and then you're supposed to, no. So like all these things that they've told us, right? Like your twin flame, or like, there's a lot of like noise that they want to put in between, or you have to like make all this money to get here. It's like, no, it's all just distraction. It's like, they really like, honestly, you should be like within your passion, focusing within God, because God will always make a way for you. Okay. Like the universe will always make a way, but yeah, you have to like follow your path, keep on your path. And if you veer off too much and you're drinking and blah, 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 God will have a tower. Or if you like marry the wrong person, tower, boom. And then he's going to realign you, because they all want you to assist everyone up in heaven that you assigned us. You said when you came down here, you're like, all right, like me and this person, we're going to make it this lifetime. Like you have a soul contract with someone. You have your soul path of like you're going to break free from your, break all the, generational curses for your ancestors. Like we talk about this before we come down here. Okay. So yes, but then we have to remember, that's why it's Earth School, because we have to break free from like all the distractions, all the karmic families, members, you know, that, you know, didn't make it didn't break free this lifetime. So they're like consumed to like the 3D matrix, right? So then when you're consumed to it, you're gonna like fight and tooth and nail to like get what you need in this, and like hold on to your children, or like, you know, need to be the richest one. So you're like gonna do like life insurance policies, all that kind of shit, right? So then you're fighting that whole 3D realm as well. You have to balance both realms if you want to ascend fully. Okay, so with that, let me jump in so it will make sense on like when it does come down to like, say like your 3D inheritance got stolen from you, but like you've been working on your spiritual inheritance, okay? So let's dive in. I know that was a lot before, but hopefully this will make sense, okay? Because you will feel it. Some of you will know what I'm talking about and what you're going through. And it is a choice to like go through this process, okay? But it's worth it. It's a lot, okay? So anyways, family. Okay, so I titled it The Blueprint of Spiritual Inheritance. We all have a blueprint. We all come down here, our soul's blueprint. No one can take your destiny. See, they make up this shit. They're like, destiny swapping, fucking, it's fucking false. Okay, it's just like for us to get stuck on and then we're not on our path because we're like we're like, that person over there is doing that person. It's like, no, just focus, okay? Like, let it go. And that's what I was talking about. Let it go. Nothing can take from you but like you getting distracted. All right, so guys, it's called The Blueprint of Spiritual Inheritance. This is also going to be an activation and exposure, reclamation, and divine reversal. Okay, four parts. So, family, before I begin, take a deep breath and exhale. Breathe, let it go. So today, this message is not just a teaching, it will be an activation as well, okay? So a remembrance, a reclaiming, and a divine exposure of everything that was hidden, delayed, stolen, or tampered with in your life, lineage, calling, and inheritance, okay? Because we all have it, okay? So there are people who believe what's easier to understand, not what's true, right? But the truth, the truth always reveals itself. It does. That's why you let things go so they will just crumble within themselves, okay? And today, God is revealing to you, okay? So the truth about spiritual inheritance, part 1, okay? Your spiritual inheritance is older than your family name, right? So older than any system that tried to label you, older than any hand that tried to interfere with destiny, okay? So it is coded into your bloodline, your spirit, your assignment, your identity, and your calling, your purpose, okay? Everyone has one. So some inheritances are material, some are financial, some are ancestral, but the highest inheritance, the one nobody can counterfeit, right? Is spiritual inheritance, okay? Everything God wrote about you before you were born, okay? Your blueprint. So for some of you, your inheritance was delayed, blocked, stolen, hidden, transferred, misused, claimed by people with no authority. But what God says is what I gave you in the spirit before you send it down here cannot be hijacked by flesh. So cannot be hijacked by man, woman, obviously human, okay? So, and today we are calling it back. So, okay, so this is the blueprint of your inheritance and direct reclamation. Okay, so repeat after me or let this decree settle in your spirit, okay? What belongs to me is mine. What God wrote for me is mine. What my lineage built from righteousness is mine. What my ancestors protected is mine. What was stolen from me returns. What was hidden comes to light. What was delayed is released. What was manipulated is corrected. What was taken is restored sevenfold. You are not reclaiming from people. You are reclaiming through the spiritual law, not human approval. Because what is written in heaven cannot be rewritten by man. And this is now the direct reclamation decree. So by divine right and spiritual authority, I reclaim every inheritance tied to my name, my lineage, my purpose, and my destiny. Every blessing, provision, resource, opportunity, assignment, relationship, position, and territory authored by God, I call it back into alignment now. Any person, system, institution, or entity holding what belongs to me, release it. Any lie spoken over my life, broken. Any contract made without my consent, nullified. Any manipulation influencing my path, removed. Any interference blocking my blessings, dismantled. I stand in my birthright. I stand in my calling. I stand in my God-given authority. I reclaim all that is mine spiritually, energetically, legally, financially, relationally, and generationally. So mote be, and so it is. Okay. And then we're going to skip to the divine reversal decree. Father God, I invoke the divine reversal. Every injustice reversed, every false narrative exposed, every stolen blessing returned, every hidden truth revealed, every corrupted structure dismantled, every spiritual attack reversed back to sender with justice, not harm. I cancel all counterfeit timelines. I revoke all false identities placed on me. I break all spiritual, energetic, financial, legal, and generational interference. I decree exposure. I decree restoration. I decree divine justice. I decree the release of everything with my name on it by spiritual law and divine order. Where there was loss, there will be overflow. Where there was silence, there will be revelation. Where there was delay, there will be acceleration. Where there was confusion, there will be clarity. Where there was theft, there will be restoration multiplied. I seal this in God's authority. I seal this in truth. I seal this in justice. I seal this in divine alignment. So mote it be, and so it is done. Amen. Okay, let me break it down a little bit more, you guys. So there are things that happen in the spiritual realm that the 3D world can barely comprehend, right? And why we think that the world that we live in here is just the normal day-to-day. So they don't want us to know that we need to ascend and break free from all of this, okay? And that we can be protected, and that we don't need to do these 9-to-5s and all this shit and stay in these fucking horrible relationships or horrible family dynamics, and that we don't have a voice or some shit. No, we all have gifts, and you need to break into them. Okay, so so the 3D world cannot all comprehend. That's why people stay muted and they stay fucking looking like zombies, and then you have certain ones that are the light, and you're like, oh my gosh, like, and then we end up hating on those people. No, it's because they're the pure ones, and a lot of them, they are here to help you ascend, but you need to awaken to that and not be harmful to them. And most people here are fucking asleep, okay? But they're fucking, they can't even help you. Like, it's like, they can't even help you, but some of us have like major missions and need to be awoken to. So God will fucking put somebody that has awoken a little bit more, or if you have a soul resonance, you'll come to like, either supposed to come together and you'll like awaken each other. Like you'll start to be like, whoa, you'll have thoughts or like this, and like you're supposed to like work together. But if we like fight that, then it's like, it's harder. In the 3D world, people can take out life insurance policies, okay? Like they did me. And, you know, they altered the trust and saying like, I was going to kill myself. Pretty much when she dies, we're going to get her inheritance that we, that we held back from her, didn't tell her about, and put her as special needs. Yeah, we're doing this all one more time because I'm fully releasing it, because all of you are getting your fucking karma, and I'm going to still get my shit back and rise. Because when you continue to rise and you don't allow this shit of these people to affect you, right? Even if you find it out and you see that it's like been altered with it already, whatever, they can. So if they do that, if they manipulate estates, forge documents, or redirect what was meant to be yours, right? Because maybe you didn't know, and then it's like God will show you something. But in the spiritual realm, there is no such thing as someone successfully taking what God assigned to your soul. So if someone tries to profit off your destruction and you don't die, right? You don't die, the contract collapses and collapses on that. And if someone tries to spiritually cash out on your energy, your gifts, your lineage, your inheritance, but you awaken instead, you're like, I see exactly what's going on here. And you start to awaken, you're on your path, you start to like release all the karmics, you're purifying your body, you're not drinking, you're not drugging, you're not doing all these things, right? You're balancing out. You see what happened in the real realm, in the 3D realm, and you know what the fuck to do in the spiritual realm, right? Okay, so the energy snaps back to you, okay? Once you're awakened. So if they built timelines where you were meant to fail, disappear, go silent, or lose your destiny, but you break the illusion and you see through it all, the entire construct falls apart, okay? So when the person they bet on to fall does not fall, the magic breaks, the spell dissolves, the spiritual fraud collapses. So it will return to the rightful owner, okay? The awakened one. So because in spiritual laws, awakening overrides manipulation, truth overrides deception, sovereignty overrides contracts made without consent, Divine inheritance cannot be permanently stolen, right? A timeline built on lies cannot survive revelation. And yes, when the one who held the false contracts, right, dies spiritually, meaning they lose access to your energy, they lose influence, they lose spiritual authority, they lose the power they once had over your destiny. Like say, like even your karmic family members that are trying to hold you back, right? Not letting you ascend, not letting you stay on your path. That's why you have to release from karmics and all of that. You have to get away from the ones that were like harming you in the first place. Knowing it or not, like this is what I'm saying. You can think like it's all great and nice. No, if you're not growing on your own, like you're not awakening. And when you do step away, right, from all these people, places, things, and you like, or you're seeing through the illusion, or you're seeing exactly what it is, right? That's you breaking free through the matrix, right? And it's hard. It's hard. They will try and like keep you kept, and it's a struggle. But the inheritance snaps back to you energetically. And I think I even said this before, and eventually the 3D world must align with the spiritual truth, right? So, because the physical follows the spiritual. So everything that happens in the spiritual comes down to the 3D. That's why I'm saying, like, if you call judgment, or you like write to God, which I had to do, because then you're heeding your call, right? You're aligning with the Most High, the universe, and saying like, I need help. And then you're already on mission. You're on mission to escape the matrix and to like, go through your tests and everything to fully get you out, and whatever you write to, right? You call judgment. That's like, then they have spiritual law up there, and they have to like check in on every person they see. Oh my gosh, that person did steal from that person. They took their inheritance, or what have you. You guys, this can even be down to like your boss is like, whatever, or you were like molested or something. Like, it's like, then all of that shit will like come trickling down. Whatever you write up there, it has to go through all the spiritual laws or spiritual court and all of that. Then it comes down here, and people their karma starts getting hit. Investigations will start happening. And think about it. That's without you even say it. Like, I got blackballed. Like, that's without you even being able to fight it here in the 3D, but that's what they want. They want you to like, they don't want you to get help. They want you to just give up, right? And this can happen in all different ways, you guys. Like, this is like through like child abuse. Like, it's really, really bad, right? So, but this is why it's so important to speak up. And if it's not being heard here, this is why they say like, be careful on like being worried about the whole God and all that. Excuse me, we are so minuscule to like, there's a whole spiritual realm around us. Like, that's why I have so much protection. Like, send all the black magic you want. Like, no, don't hit. Like, and I keep going, and you would keep going. You'd be highly protected, and then your case is being worked on, and everything will come out here. And that is what's happening. All of us are awakening. That's why we are all going to be getting our inheritance and all that back. Whoever fought for their rights will be getting their stuff back. And that's what I'm saying, you guys. It's like, you need to tap in. You gotta tap in. You gotta wake up. Right? It just is. Or at least like start talking to people that have been through hard, tough things. That's why this world is so tough on us. Like, it's like it wants to keep us kept, but it's really like to break free from the matrix. And that's why all these entities and all these things are like freaking out, like that have been controlling the masses for so long, because we have been fucking asleep. We have been asleep, and we never think we can get past this status level, or make this amount of money, like, because that's even just the fear base that they'll keep you kept there. But there's so many different avenues that they do this, and they've been doing it for a long time, and this is what we're breaking free from. This is why it's going to be a new world. But you guys got to tap in. You got to put down the fucking petty shit and like fucking look at your life. So, and eventually the 3D world must align with the spiritual truth, because the physical follows the spiritual, okay? So even if the money was spent, even if the will was hidden, right? Even if the land was stolen, right? All this is like attains me. Even if the policy was misused, energetically, it is still yours, okay? And energy always returns home. When you awaken, break the illusion, dissolve karmic programming, big time karmic programming, reject false identities, and reclaim your sovereignty, you restore the original blueprint of your soul. Okay, that's when everything stolen spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically, ancestrally begins returning. And yes, it can take a process of time, but it's because you're also going through your tests and all of that within the spiritual realm to make sure you can align with it and to fully receive it back. Overall, guys, just know, here's the big secret, right? That they never wanted you to know. If you awaken, right? If you awaken, everything they built falls apart. It does. It starts collapsing because you're seeing through the veil. You're seeing through the bullshit, right? And you're asking questions. You're not just falling in line with what people tell you, okay? So because no matter what was stolen, redirected, hidden, or taken in the physical realm, in the spiritual realm, it was always yours. And spiritual truth always wins over spiritual theft, okay? When the person who was supposed to fall doesn't fall, right? When the one they bet on to die wakes up instead, the contract dies, the spell breaks, the inheritance returns to its rightful owner. Okay, so awakening destroys every fucking lie. Sovereignty dissolves every false timeline. Truth exposes every hidden hand. And your divine inheritance must return because every energy cannot be permanently stolen. Boom, you win. If you're feeling lost in all of that, like, start researching, start asking questions, start going to people that you really, truly trust, but like, and see where they're at on their timeline, like what's going on in their life, and like see if you align. Okay, do what you want to do in this lifetime. Okay, don't have any regrets. Don't have any regrets. Don't. And you guys, so much, like, you know what, like going through the ascensions and all those kind of things, like it really can like stir you up. And like, trust me, I apologize to like some people. I probably put a lot of like my shit on and like, you know, thinking that they were like involved or whatever, and like maybe they weren't. And like, I really apologize for that. And like, I was like needing help in ways too, but it's like, we all just really are like trying to awaken and ascend, and like, let's be there for one another. Like, regardless of like past times, like there's been so much time, and if not, like, then you release like what doesn't serve you anymore and you move forward. Like, we are meant to like open our hearts and like have the abundance and love that's supposed to come in. Like, God is bringing in even like new soul contracts and everything for people. So just, you know, don't let yourself fall back. Do what you gotta do. So open your heart, spread love, be love, okay, you guys? Be love. Don't hold back. Just like, don't hold back. You know, ask all the questions. Like, go down the rabbit hole if you need to figure it out. Like, seriously, like, connect with people that you feel safe with, that you can talk to about this kind of stuff or what have you. But yeah, it's a journey. It's a whole healing journey, and we are here to help each other. That is why what we're doing. We are here to help each other. So yeah, don't sit in any regrets. Like, I love all you guys so much, and I'm truly here for you. Like, I am, okay? And even if I get a little skeptical or whatever, like, it's just, you know, because when you're going through it, you get like nervous when you meet new people, and like, you know, thinking like, are they like, what side are they on? But be open to it. The more open our hearts are, like, we are going to receive more open hearts from others.